everyone. Welcome to our first episode to Fae Fam Talks. We're going to do kind of like a podcast here where it's just kind of me talking to like random people that I enjoy watching their content, or maybe somebody that I've never really met before. I'm just kind of messing around here. So our first guest here is, of course, Heather, or as most of you know, Shinywave. We kind of met each other. We met each other around the same time we started streaming, which was like May of 2019. Is that correct?
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
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 Like before the summer. Mm-hmm.
Right. And then,
Like right before.
yeah, I think that's about it. But real quick, for me, my name is Glamour Fairy. You can call me any rendition of that. My pronouns are she, her, and I am a content creator where most of my content is on Twitch, right here on twitch.tv/glamourfairy. And I'm kind of exploring some other things. But Shiny, would you like to
Yeah.
introduce yourself?
Yeah, of course. My name, well, most people just call me Shiny online. My name is also Heather. You can call me that, or Shiny Wave, Wani Shave, Booty Weave, Shimmer Wave. There's a lot of nicknames. Most people just say Shiny. That works for me. I love that name because I'm obsessed with glitter. Hello. I work in healthcare. I have 2 cats. I live in the Pacific Northwest. I love coffee. I love talking about coffee. I'm really into makeup and all sorts of things, but probably what we'll be talking about mostly today is that I really like making content online about gaming, art, and other things, and my preferred platform is this one, Twitch. I love Twitch. I love it so much. And that's mostly what we're going to talk about.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah, hell yeah. All right, let's see here. There we go. Hey. Okay, so first of all, let's kind of like, I do want to know a little bit more about like your streaming start, like where you started off, because like I know a little bit about where you started because again we started around the same time, and that's kind of how we found each other because we were both very new to streaming. But like, where did you get your start?
That's a great question. I actually I feel like I should talk about like when I started content creation as opposed to Twitch because I actually used to make YouTube videos first. Not even about gaming. I used to do like makeup tutorials, and I originally wanted to be a booty guru, as I called it. um, I loved like I don't know. I love watching makeup tutorials. I've always been into that, but I wasn't really a big fan of like the makeup community and how
Mhm.
like disconnected and kind of cold it was. I couldn't really get into it. And
Mhm.
then I don't know. I really got into like gaming like kawaii Instagram. And then it weirdly enough was Poca Pixie's Instagram. I don't know if you're familiar with her. I know you are because we met through their
Right.
Twitch basically. But
Right.
I clicked on their Instagram and I was so obsessed with her Instagram. It was so aesthetic and like adorable. And then she posted a link one day like I'm streaming on Twitch now and I was like what is this? And I clicked on it and I was like this person is like playing games like live, like what? Like this is so weird and so cool. And I made an account and I was like I could just talk to people and like immediately people were so nice to me like right off the bat and like the community was so warm and connected and I was just like what? I love it here, like immediately. So I think that that's what like inspired me to start streaming. I was just like I want to do this. Like I love Animal Crossing, I love Pokemon. I want to play with people.
Right. Honestly
Yeah.
though, like I see like it's kind of funny because like both of us kind of did the same thing because like I was doing makeup before this. I was doing an MLM, the multi-level marketing sort of thing. I was doing one of those where you try to sell makeup to other people, and then I was doing that, and I still have so much of the product really because I'm actually wearing some of it now, but like
I mean, look at you.
I did
Gorgeous.
that. Oh no, you.
No, you.
So I did the same thing. I was like wanting to get into like the beauty guru stuff, and I like wanted to get into makeup, and I was watching lots of YouTube with it, and I really wanted to do YouTube, but like I couldn't for multiple reasons. One, because like I just didn't feel confident enough, and two, because of like having uh oh, I lived with my parents at the time, and we didn't have an internet over there. Like we had internet, but it was like the bottom of the barrel internet. So
Oh
like,
no. I don't
so,
miss those days.
yeah, it was terrible. So like I had
Parent
to like
internet days.
it was so bad. And it was so funny because like my dad, like he actually works with computers and like helping other people like fix them, and like he has to use the internet in order to help them out, especially nowadays with COVID. Oh my God. But it's
But they
just
still have
like,
bad internet? Oh my
yeah, they
gosh.
still have bad internet.
How
It's
to get
it's
on
because of
it?
where they live. Like they
Okay.
can't actually get better uh can't get better internet till they like set it all up. It's really weird. Um but yeah, so I did the same thing. I wanted to get into beauty stuff, and then I found somebody on YouTube playing Animal Crossing, and I found Simply Press Start Crystal, and then I did the same thing. I came in and I wanted to do the same thing because I really like playing games, and I wanted to just do that. We kind of have like the same kind of path.
That's
It's just
so
we found each
that's
other
so
from
funny.
different people.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you kind of cut out.
Sorry.
I, oh no, you're fine. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't me. I was like, oh no, internet. Anyway.
It was probably me because I like moved my mic real quick, and then like for some reason
No, it's all good.
the headphones it's being
It
really mean.
happens. It happens.
But yeah, so like what or who like motivates you to stream? Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, totally. That's a good question because I feel like the answer to that has like changed over time.
That was another question I was gonna ask you, if
But
it has changed since the beginning.
right. I mean like it really I mean one of the biggest streamers starting out, you've all probably heard of him, would be Joshua Hyrule Gaming Group because like early in the morning when I would commute to work, I don't know. I watched that stream so much and like the positivity of that and that strength of that community just like really inspired me, and just like how down to earth he is
Oh,
even
for
though that
sure.
community has grown so much, and like it was just so cool to see him like become partner this past year. Like we were all like rooting for him so hard,
Oh
and it
yeah.
was just like that was such a cool moment. And I mean honestly like myself I feel like is my biggest motivator. Like I push myself a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I There's a lot of days where I feel like I don't want to get too real, but like you want to give up sometimes, right? Like it's really hard.
Oh
I
yeah.
work a full-time job.
Mm-hmm.
It's stressful. I don't have a lot of free time.
Mm-hmm.
I only stream 3 days a week, which a lot of people are like, that's hardly anything. Like, that's not enough, blah, blah, blah. But for me and my schedule, that's all I can do.
Mm-hmm.
I've tried to do 4 days. I was so stressed out, I wanted to scream. So, like, I realized 3 days is perfect for me. Any less than that, it wouldn't be enough for me. I would miss it, you know?
Right,
So, like, three
right.
days is like perfect for me. It took me like a while to figure that schedule out,
Mm-hmm.
but I think like it kind of took me like a whole year and a half to really figure out that consistency and like the right time slot for myself. But now that I've kind of grown into my little shell, I'm a lot more comfy than I used to be, and it just feels good. So I have to just remind myself to keep going even when I have like a poopy stream or I have technical difficulties, or maybe not as many people show up one day, or I play a weird JRPG that no one's ever heard of and nobody really cares about but me. Because I have those streams too. But I push myself to keep going and to just play what I want to play. And yeah, honestly, I feel like, is it weird to say myself? But I feel
No,
like that's
that's
kind of
totally
my answer.
valid. That's completely valid. And like you said, you like changed throughout the times that you've like you started with somebody else that was motivating you to do it, and then now you just kind of motivate yourself, which is very
Yeah.
inspiring because I have the exact issue that you were saying, is like just not being able to motivate yourself and not being able to do anything with it. It's just like I always have issues with like motivating myself to do something. Like I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it just because like I feel like I have to in my brain, but then when I do it, I feel so good about it, and like I just like I stream because it makes me feel better even if I'm at my worst. And so I totally
Mhm.
understand where you're coming from with that.
And not to like interject again, but now that I'm thinking about it, like I can't not mention like my incredible mods that help me out, and like also just like my community is a
Oh
huge
yeah.
inspiration to keep going.
Of course.
because like the people that actually watch, that's like
Hmm.
the hugest motivator, right? Because I'm like,
Hmm.
what people want to watch? People get excited about the stream. Like people that message me like, "Oh, when's the next stream?" or like, "What are you streaming next?" I'm like, "What? You care?" Like
What,
that
you
is
actually
huge.
want to know when I stream next?
You actually care? Like that's huge, you know? So like that kind of stuff keeps me going too.
For sure, because then you're like, oh, someone's actually waiting for me, or like having. I've had a couple of times where someone's like sitting in my chat. We were just talking about this before earlier too. Is like
Hmm.
someone's just sitting in my chat and I haven't even pushed the live button yet. Like I know someone's waiting to like see me and like or watch me play games or just like enjoy the content that I'm giving out. So.
Yeah, that stuff feels so good. Like that's everything.
Mm-hmm. And it's
Absolutely.
always so funny because like a lot of the times you don't hear people say something about that, like waiting for or hearing somebody saying something like that where it's like, oh, I'm when are you streaming next, or like waiting in the chat or something like that. You don't hear about that as much, but like always with like lurkers, somebody that's just chilling and lurking in the chat even when you're streaming and they're not able to say anything because they're doing something. Like you, I know you've been somewhere in someone's chat but you haven't been able to like talk a whole lot, but you're lurking because you're working.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean just the lurkers are huge. I love my
Hmm.
lurkers. Like
Oh yeah.
we stand. Just like knowing that people have me on. Like I could care less if people sub or any of that crap.
Hmm.
That's like meaningless to me. Like I mean I shouldn't say meaningless. It means
Right.
a lot that people want to contribute to help me financially support the stream because let's admit streaming is heckin' expensive.
It so
It is.
is.
It's hell expensive. So like that helps for sure. And I do appreciate that. But like at the end of the day, like your goal as a broadcaster is to what? Have an audience. So just like
Hmm.
having people be there, like that's number one. Like
Hmm.
that means so much that people would want to take time out of their life to be there with me. Like that's amazing.
For
Feels
sure.
good, man. Feels
Oh
good.
yeah.
Feels so
um
good.
Talking about that, do you feel like are you more of an introvert or an extrovert because of like with streaming
Oh,
and all that?
I think I'm kind of a mix. I It's funny because like everyone's like, "Oh, well you're a Leo, so you must be like an extrovert." But I definitely value my alone time and I need a lot of it,
Hmm.
which is why I really like streaming because it's like you get to be social, but it's like incredibly controlled environment.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like you can kind of turn it off and on. I don't know. You have moderators there to kind of help you if like it gets too crazy.
Hmm.
It's very I'm a little bit of a control freak. Any of my mods probably know this.
You're just like, no, it's okay, I'll do it.
I'm really guilty of like doing everything myself and not letting other people help me. Um,
I
but like streaming, sorry, I didn't mean to
Oh no,
interrupt.
no, you're good, you're good.
I was gonna say streaming is like my utopia social situation because
Hmm.
like I get to control everything. I control the environment. I get to control
Hmm.
what game I'm playing. I get to control the music that's on. Like if you go out to the club, you can't control the music. You can't control who's there. You
Hmm.
can't kick people out. Like
That's for sure. That's for sure.
I can do all of that in my stream. I love that.
Right?
Yeah.
I feel that because like I feel like I'm more. It's so funny because like my I've always viewed myself as an introvert. Like I've always been kind of that person that's always quiet, won't speak until like spoken to. I get social anxiety and all that fun stuff. So like I've always identified as an introvert, and then my husband's like, oh no, 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 you're an extrovert. I'm like, that's because you're like a heavily introverted person. Where my husband and I are both like, I like to say
Oh.
that we're both hermits. We don't want to leave the house unless we absolutely have to. And so like he's like, you're an extrovert because like you're just like bouncing out and like you'll say hi to people that you've never even seen before. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about because like I don't do that. But I do it to be like in that situation. But with streaming, like you said,
You're
it has
adaptable.
that, yeah, exactly. And then like with streaming, you have that control where like literally you can control everything, and especially when you're the streamer, like you just absolutely have complete control where if somebody is like trolling you of some sort, you can just yeet them right out, just goodbye.
Alicia.
Pretty much.
Yeah, or even if someone is just like making you feel icky, like even
Hmm.
if they're not like breaking any rules, that's something that it took me a while to learn
Oh yeah. That's
that
something
that
that's
is
like
the thing.
really hard to
But
understand too as a streamer, is trying to
Mhm.
understand when that one person is like they're not giving you that the good enough vibe, so you're just kind of like, I'm not feeling it, and you're just like, nope, it's okay, I can tell them to go away, and if they don't
Yep.
go away enough, then I'll just ban them.
Yeah, this is your house. Like you have the
Mhm.
right to feel like cozy here. And that's
Mhm.
that's like a thing I learned too.
Right,
It's
it
so
is your
important.
house, it's your sanctuary, you can do what you want, and it
That's
can look the way you want it to. You don't do things for other people. Don't make content for other people. You're making content for you.
preach. Absolutely.
That's something that's like very hard for people to understand when they first start streaming. So like that's kind of advice that I would be giving to somebody, is like, do it for yourself. Don't do it for other people.
That's so huge.
Mhm.
Yeah. I always say to like make the kind of stream that you would want to watch.
Mhm.
Like I watch my own VODs a lot. And I mean, I don't want to be egotistical, but it's like a quality control thing,
Of
right?
course, of course.
Like I want to know, like, do I get low energy at a certain point? Does my
Mhm.
I mean, and it's technical too, like does my mic sound borked? Are my levels weird? Because I'm
Yeah.
a kind of perfectionist twat about that stuff. But
Right. That's
anyway.
something that I've kind of like tried figuring out too, is because like I've watched my VODs or even just clips, and I'll watch them and be like, oh wow, I'm really loud. Why am I so loud there? And then I start adjusting my levels and realize that there's a few times this last month even where my mic level was so loud and I would laugh, and because of where the mic is at, when I laugh, it's almost like I spit at the mic. And I'm like, why did I do that? So I like
Oh
have to go
yeah,
back and fix it all.
it's hard. It's hard to get it all right all the
Hmm.
time. It's impossible, but
Right?
we do what we can.
We do what we can. Is
And
there any
roll
like
it out.
advice that you would be giving to other people besides the things that we've said before with content creation?
Oh, you mean like new people
Ye-
or just like general advice?
Probably in general, but if you wanted to say something for new people too, that's cool too.
Yeah. I mean, I think what we touched on, like making what I said before, like making content that you want to watch, I think that's like my number one thing. I mean, also, everyone says this, but it is so true. Like, try to not compare your success to others. But
Mm,
I mean, that's kind of cliche, but also stacking up with that, like, don't blame anyone else for your quote unquote failures.
right.
So, like, and I don't want to say failure because that sounds really harsh, but like, if say you have a stream and you have like no viewers and you're like, oh man, like, blah, 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 don't like try to think about it in like a more analytical way. Don't beat yourself up emotionally. Just be like, oh, I wonder why. Maybe I streamed at like a weird time of day. Or maybe I streamed like an oversaturated game, like I don't know, Call of Duty or something.
Mm-hmm.
There's 14,000 other people streaming Call of Duty. Like that's probably why nobody could find me. Like maybe I didn't tell anyone that I'm live. Maybe I don't have a set schedule. Maybe my microphone sounds like garbage. You know what I mean?
Right.
You have to be critical but not be too hard on yourself at the same
Mm-hmm.
time. So it's like about striking that balance of like being able to critique your own content but not like attack yourself
Mm-hmm.
emotionally. Because I know a lot
Right.
of like new streamers do that. They're really hard on themselves, but like in a way that isn't helpful,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. Because like people will go ahead and they'll see that their number went down, and they're like, "Oh no, what did I do? What did I do?" And they
Mhm.
immediately think that they did something incorrectly, when really it was just not the right time, or like you said, an oversaturated game. Because that's something that's really big too. Is that if you're playing a really oversaturated game, like you're gonna have less people looking for smaller views. They're going to be looking for somebody who's been playing it for a while or something like that. Um, because I've
There's
been
so many
playing like,
factors.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, so
Sorry.
many. No, no, you're fine. There's so many factors. Like I was playing when I switched from playing Animal Crossing and then switching on over to like Dead by Daylight. Like playing Dead by Daylight, that's a more saturated game than Animal Crossing, and like
It's tough, yeah.
And yeah, exactly. So like my numbers started going down, and I started like beating myself up for it. I'm like, why am I beating myself up for it? I'm enjoying this game, and I just kind of keep going with it, you know.
Yeah, because you're having fun, and
Hmm.
like your community still will show up for those streams. So I think like building up that community first, and
For
then you can
sure.
kind of do what you want. Like
Hmm.
that's something that Quirky kind of taught me actually. I've learned a lot from
Yeah.
her.
Oh yeah.
She's been very helpful.
Oh yeah, she's got
Very
she's
helpful.
got some really good content on YouTube, and of course on Twitch as well. But she's got like
Mhm.
really good like starting up stuff for people on YouTube, and it's really cool to see how she's grown since she started doing
I
stuff on
know.
Twitch. It's so fun. I just love seeing friends just like expand and everything. It's really great.
I mean, and not to brag, but like I found her on her first stream, so you know we've been friends
Yes.
for a minute. So, but
I
we're
love
really
it.
close, you know,
Hmm.
and we vent to each other a lot. So like I go to her for advice a lot, and vice versa.
Of
So
course.
like just like I guess my next piece of advice, segueing into that, would be make real, genuine friends.
Yes.
Like that is huge. Like Glamour Fairy here helped me so much. I don't know if I would still be streaming if it wasn't for this lady. Honestly, like those connections you make early on are so important. And like Lizabut over here, I see you in the chat. I'm not looking at the chat. I don't want to get distracted. But some of these like early friendships that I made when streaming that like I still have, like we just have these close bonds, and like I feel
Hmm.
like I could go to you all whenever I'm struggling with something, and we grew
Hmm.
together and we learned together. I don't know. I could get really sappy right now, but I think that like finding real genuine friends that are sort of in the same, I don't want to say skill level as you, but
Hmm.
like similar, I don't know what to say.
I think I see where you're going though. Kind of like similar like community, and like we have the same kind of interests essentially, because that's kind of what it is. Like we found a lot of things that we were like, oh wait, I'm kind of vibing here because I like the I like the vibes they're giving off, and the things that they're playing and the things that they're talking about. I'm totally here with it.
Yeah, we just connected instantly because we have so many things in common. But
Hmm. Right, right.
but yeah, I think those friendships are huge. Like as opposed to networking,
Hmm.
I'm actually, well, I'm not gonna spill the tea, but I may be working a little YouTube video about that right now. Why I think networking isn't like in like the old fashioned sense isn't like
Hmm.
that efficient on
Hmm.
Twitch, and why you should instead just like hang out in streams and make friends, because A, it's more fun, and B, like it actually works better.
Hmm.
But that's like a big thing for me. So
I
I
think
think
I
those are
saw
my
that.
two. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, you're good. I started going over you. I saw that Instagram post that you were like in your bullet journals, doing like a little piece where it said the
Mhm.
why networking doesn't work on Twitch, and I'm like, I saw that and was like, oh, I'm ready for this video. I'm so
I
ready for it.
I have it all scripted out. Yeah, I just have to film it, but I might film it today.
Yes.
Anyway,
Ooh,
but
both
yes,
of us
I'm
working on
excited.
some things.
Not to self promo, but I'm
Yes.
excited about it.
For
I'm excited
sure.
about it.
I'm excited for it because like that's something that's really big. Because a lot of people tell you to network, and that's not the, most of the time when people hear those words, it's the way that you're going to explain it, and I'm so excited for it.
There's a lot of bad stream advice out there.
There is. It's so insane.
There
It's
really is.
like you don't think about it until like you're like, no, I don't like that. That's
And
not good.
yeah, I don't want to like name names, but there's a lot of big like stream coaches on YouTube, and I
Ooh.
listen to their videos and I'm just like, no. Like,
Oh.
so just like take everything with like a grain of salt. Like
Mhm.
use your common sense,
Mhm.
interpret it to your own stream, and like think about your own goals,
Mhm.
and not everyone wants to be ninja.
Mhm.
Like
Yes,
that's not my
seriously.
goal. Like
No,
my
no.
goal with content creation is just to
Mhm.
like have fun and build like a stable community. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like I'm not trying to pay my bills.
Mhm.
I mean, making a couple bucks to pay my internet bill every month, that would be cool, but like I'm not,
Seriously.
you know, trying to put a roof over my head with
Mhm.
this. So like you have to think about what your actual goal is, and like what you're trying to do with content
Mhm.
beyond monetary goals,
Mhm.
beyond like partnership or anything like that,
Mhm.
and then work towards it.
For sure.
I think, yeah.
Start like with goals. It's kind of like starts for me. It's kind of like start small and then like kind of rise up. Like have a big goal, of course, but like
Mhm.
have smaller goals to get you there. It's like what I remember I think it was in school where they like taught you the SMART goals, and I don't even remember like the actually what those are called. Is like measurable, adaptable, or something like that. I can't even remember any of them.
Oh.
But it was like the SMART was kind of an alliteration for it and for everything. But like you start small and then you kind of went up to be to get to that long-term goal that you're trying to get to. Acronyms, thank you. But
Oh,
yeah,
sorry, I wasn't sure what you were trying to say.
I was trying to remember what the what the word
What it
was.
stood for. I got you.
But yeah, it's kind of like trying to start small and getting up to the larger thing, which is why this year when I made a goal, I made the goals to be small goals, because I just wasn't going to be like, hey, I'm going to get partnership this year. This year, there's no way I'm going to get to partnership. And I just like, I know that from the beginning. So I'm going to say that my long-term goal is partnership, but I'm going to start small and say, I want to get, a couple hundred more followers within this year, and then call it good.
Yeah, I think it's good. You have to be realistic with the number stuff. Like the
Yes.
number goals are really tough.
Oh yeah,
Because
very.
if you don't hit them, it's like it hurts,
Oh yeah, for sure. That's why I made mine very small, because last year I
Make
made
them achievable. Yeah.
right. I did a larger amount, but that was just because of Animal Crossing. When Animal Crossing came out, it was just like bam, there you go, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, that was a weird time.
It was.
I mean, and we can talk about that in the next segment, I guess. We don't have to get too into it now. But yeah, like Animal Crossing was weird as a streamer.
Seriously. Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
Before we get into the Animal Crossing, because that is our guest topic for the day, but before we get into that, let's go ahead and get into some of the more of like gaming news. So first of all, let's like talk about what kind of happened this week with the stonks, okay? With
Holy stonks.
I know very little about stocks, okay? But like I know enough to the point where I'm looking at this going, are you is this happening right now? And
the nerds have won.
They did.
The nerds have won.
It's seriously though, it was just insane. So for those that didn't know, GameStop, the the stock levels were doing some things, and the nerds kind of arose and were just like, bam, here we go, and made the numbers go up. And it's starting to make all of the billionaires start losing money, and they're like, no, don't do this. Also Robinhood with it's an app, I believe, or is it a website?
It's like a brokerage trading app. It's like basically like a brokerage for babies.
Yeah. So and they stopped allowing.
My partner uses it, so like I've seen it.
Exactly. Like I'm very like I said with stocks, I only know so much, because like my dad's like, here's he gave me a stockpile gift card 2 years ago for Christmas. It was $100. He goes, here, start putting money into stocks. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. And he goes, put it here. I'm like, got it. So that's what I did, and I haven't touched it since. So I don't really pay enough attention to it.
You have like stable like long-term investments. I have some through work, and I do the Bitcoin, because Bitcoin this year was like
yeah, I've heard about that too.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But Bitcoin's easy because like it's just the sort of thing that's going up all the time, so I don't really look at it. I just leave it in there. I like making money from doing nothing, so that's cool. But anyway.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, and also, did you hear about Dogecoin?
Oh my god. Yeah, Dogecoin was, I mean, literally, like, memes are controlling the economy right now. Like, that is wild. That is actually crazy.
It really is. And it's the weird, like, it's so funny to me, because, like, I'm just, like, watching this happen, and I'm just, like, social media and memes, like, this is what happens. Everything just turns into a meme, and it's perfect, because, like, it just either, makes it better or destroy things. It's really weird.
I shouldn't have looked at chat, but Risa just said, I wish I had a Bitcoin. Risa, me too, because we could be buying many houses with one. Okay.
Seriously, though.
I just have fractions of Bitcoin, but yeah.
Oh man, no, like all of that stuff is just insane. Just watching it happen and trying to explain, like, some of it to my mom was really funny too, because like I saw her this week and I was like, "Did you hear anything about this GameStop thing?" And then she goes, "No, what is it about?" I was like, stocks, memes, meme one." And she goes, "Oh, okay."
Well, the frustrating thing is that Robinhood stopped preventing people from buying stock in GameStop.
Mhm.
This is where it gets really shady because supposedly like Robinhood, I was listening to a little bit about it yesterday, but and again, I'm not very knowledgeable. Don't take financial advice from us.
Mhm.
Disclaimer. Uh, they somehow like have some business connections with GameStop, and
Mhm.
so like it's in their best financial interest for people to stop buying the GameStop stock, which sucks because Robinhood was such like a good way for like new investors to get into investing, you know, people like you and me that don't really know a ton about it but still want, you know, to secure money for our future because the economy is wild and a
Mhm.
lot of us don't save for retirement these days, you know, like and investing's a good way to do it, but
For sure.
it just I don't know, it makes me nervous that if they keep cracking down and controlling what people can and cannot buy, that
Mhm.
these easy investing apps like won't be a thing anymore. So like that's like
Mhm.
the alarming side of everything that's going on, not to be
Right.
like Debbie Downer,
No, no, but that's kind of what this is about, and we're like
but
talking about that.
yeah, so that's like the doubt. That's like the negative side of all
Right.
this because we don't want it to have to go back to the way things were before, where like you'd have to like see a brokerage firm to like buy stocks because that's not accessible for like your average person.
Right.
And that, you know, basically rich people upset that normal people can be taking advantage of the things they've been taking advantage of for
This entire
who
time.
knows how long.
Right.
Yeah, that's my
Seriously.
that's my that's my hot take. But
Mhm.
anyway,
No, it makes sense to me. Okay, so with the other gaming news, which will start kind of blending in with our next segment, is of course the Animal Crossing update and the makeup palette collab that we had with ColourPop. So both of us are really, like we said at the beginning, was like we're really into like makeup, right? So like the makeup palette, I was looking at it. I did not buy it because instead I bought emotes. So it was kind of like a one of those things where you're just like 50-50 on it, and I ended up spending more money than I had planned on something else. And so then my husband's like, looks like you're getting emotes. I'm like, okay. So I did not get any of the ColourPop palettes, but they look so pretty. But I kind of
you.
wish that they were all together in one bundle rather than like all on one palette rather than multiple different small palettes.
I am with you 100% on that. I don't really like the baby palette thing. I do love
Right?
ColourPop. I'm wearing literally a full pace of ColourPop right now, not sponsored. A lipstick, the eyes,
Hmm.
everything, ColourPop. Uh, not sponsored unless you want to, ColourPop. Hit me up. So like I really love the brand. They're cruelty free, they're affordable,
Hmm.
and I love Animal Crossing. So I was like, this is like a great collab. Like
Hmm.
hell yeah. You know, like I would much prefer this to like Mac or something. I mean, can we talk about that Mac and Sims collab? Because girl, that
Oh
was not good.
no,
That
that
was
was
not good.
not having that one.
They just like repackaged old palettes and threw the Oh my god. So like this was definitely better than that. The colors initially I was underwhelmed. I thought they were kind of uninspired to me.
Hmm.
But the more I looked at them, I was like, I get that they kind of want to make colors that are kind of universally wearable because a lot of people buying this collection might not be like makeup people.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? They might be Animal Crossing people,
Right, right.
if that makes sense.
For sure.
So I kind of get it. I did end up buying a few things. I bought the green Nook palette just because I don't have any green eyeshadow at the moment.
Hmm.
I bought the glitter set because
Glitter, shiny. Gotcha.
what could be more on brand than Animal Crossing glitter?
Right?
Like
Oh man.
I had to. That was the one thing I was like, I have to get this glitter. If I get
Hmm.
nothing else, I have to get this glitter. And I got the red lip pencil set mostly because Bunny was on the package.
Of course.
I fully will admit that is the reason I got it.
Hmm.
So I'm excited. I didn't feel the need to buy everything.
Hmm.
I've kind of at the point in my life where I bought so much makeup. I only want to buy what I will actually use. So
I totally understand that. With like I said, I have so much product left over from my last stuff, but most of the stuff that I have is mostly just lip stuff because the stuff that I used to sell was Synergen's products, which they do have other things, but it was mostly lip stuff that was their big seller because it virtually doesn't come off. Like you don't see it come off, and it stays in the same spot for a majority of the time that you wear it. And so a lot of my product is lip stuff, and then the rest of it is just like all these palettes that I bought before. And honestly, I need to get rid of these palettes. I need new stuff because like all of the stuff, I have the Naked 3 palette and I've had it for like 3 years.
Toss it.
I know, it's so old. It's at this point like, and I know like you shouldn't have makeup that long, so like it's one of those things that I'm like, I should toss it and get something new, but I just haven't given myself the
I get
like,
you.
yes, you need to get it now.
There's a little sticker on your makeup that tells you.
Yeah,
after
the
how many months.
like little like what is that? Like a little like it almost looks like a cup
Like a
or
pot,
something.
yeah.
Yeah, and it like has like
Little-
a number on it, and that's how many months it's allowed. So like usually it's only a year for like palettes, I think, ish,
I'm not sure. Yeah.
something like
Oh,
that.
I see some question redemptions. Should we save those?
Oh
Or do you
yeah,
wanna
we're
do
gonna say those
now?
till the end.
Oh, got it. I'm sorry.
No,
I
no, you
wasn't
good,
sure.
you good.
Perfect. Okay. What was I saying about the collection? Yeah, I'm excited. Although I do want to say one thing. I had the purple label of the ball palette in my cart at checkout, and I was refreshing at 9:59 a.m. Okay, I was there. I was one of the first people there. I was on my phone and I was on my laptop, both. And by the time I checked out, it was like out of stock, and I was like, oh,
Dang.
I was a little sad.
Dang. Well, and that's the thing is that like if I was to get any of the
But-
palettes, it would have been the purple one, and because purple's like my favorite color, and like
Purple is my favorite color too.
oh.
Yeah. Obviously, look at my surroundings. Everything is freaking
Right, look
purple,
at your
so yeah.
surroundings, and then this entire
water
overlay
bottle.
here is all purple.
We are purple people. Okay.
We really are. So the other
Almost sad
gaming
about
news, the other gaming news was the Animal Crossing update. So some people feel like it was kind of lackluster because it was the same as something you would get in like New Leaf, and it was like because it was just Pave is what you see, but you also get the new emotions that you can do, as well as new outfits, of course. So what was your feelings about the new update?
I mean, I was fine with it. I did not expect them to drop Brewster on us, so like I wasn't really disappointed. I mean, if they had, I would have hooted and hollered and
I
made a
probably
big
would
deal.
have cried.
I probably would have cried too. Let's be honest. When Katrina and Blathers come back, because I'm confident they will come back eventually. I don't know when. We have 3 years of updates planned for this game. Like,
Yes.
people need to keep that in mind. That's
Yeah.
a long time.
Right.
They're gonna roll this content out on like a drip feed to us. They're
Oh,
not
yeah.
just gonna like. Also, we have the 1-year anniversary coming up. They're gonna do something really big for that. I have a feeling.
Oh yeah, for sure. For the
More
1 year
pattern slots,
update.
please, Nintendo, more pattern slots. I beg you. Please. Anyway.
It's always so funny for me because like I'm like looking at all these people being like more pattern slots, and then I'm like looking at how much we have. It's so much compared to what we had in New Leaf though, because in New Leaf we had like 8.
I know, but with the way that we can decorate these days, like we can do so much more with our towns and express
Seriously,
ourselves so
though.
much more, and that's why we want the slots.
For sure.
Anyway,
No, I totally
don't
get
mean
it.
to be.
I get it. I don't completely understand.
What are your thoughts on the update?
I think
I'm
it
curious.
was a little lackluster, but like you said, we have a lot of updates going on. Like that's what I was looking at, is that there's more updates coming, and they didn't say that there was anything really big coming in this one. We know that the Mario update's going to be in here in this next one.
I'm excited about that.
Right? They announced the Sanrio amiibo cards, and I am crossing my fingers.
Oh, how did I not even mention that? Oh my god. Okay, I was hyped for that.
I'm like crossing my fingers that they'll add those add those villagers into Animal Crossing because like I need these
They're,
characters like
I think they are in there. I
n-
thought they were.
no, you can't get these characters. You can only get their posters right now.
I misunderstood. Okay, I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, I believe I think Andrew had the same thing where like we thought that you could already get these villagers and that you're going to be able to get these
Well,
villagers, but currently we can't. It's
excuse
only
me while
getting
I
the
go
posters.
cry.
I know, cuz I really want
That's sad. Okay, that's a bummer.
seriously. I really want like Chai and Etoile, like I really want them on my island even though I'm working on an all cat island right now. I
I
so
genuinely did
want
not know.
them. Oh,
I'm a little crushed right now. It's okay. We'll
but
carry on.
but when you have them, because I don't actually, so like I have like the little fobs. Ava
Mhm.
gave them to me as a gift last year, and it's just the
Ava is
fobs
so
of
sweet.
them. She is so sweet, and I don't have the cards, and so like I'm going to. Essentially, I told my husband because it's on one of the days that I have off from work. I told him like that morning we're going to drive to Target and I'm going to buy an entire box of
Going to
them
Target.
and I'm going to like give them away to people because like I am ready for this. Like I want these amiibo cards and I want other people to have them
Mhm.
in my community. So like as many as they'll let me have because I'm sure that there's going to be like a limit or something, but whatever
I'm
the
buying a
limit
bunch
is,
as
I'm
well
grabbing
to
them.
give away. I mean, you get all the furniture at least, so
Hmm.
it's worth it
Yeah,
for that.
exactly.
I mean, and you get every card in the pack, so it's not like randomized. It's not
Hmm.
like
You
you
get
could
all
get
six of
doubles.
them, right? Six?
Yes, so I think that's really cool. So it's not like, oh, you might get doubles of this one, so you're gonna
Hmm.
have to buy another pack.
Right,
So that's kind of neat.
for sure. I'm really
So,
excited about that.
yeah, so that
Um,
was a good move.
wow, those those were words.
Hey, we went this whole time without you doing anything
I
like that, so
know,
I'm
right?
impressed. We're doing good.
Right, 40 minutes in and I haven't like tripped over my
We're
words too
doing
much.
good. We're doing
Okay.
good.
So guest topic was your guest topic was to be Animal Crossing. So I have a few questions for you for Animal Crossing.
What's
Um
Animal Crossing?
what's
I've never.
Animal Crossing? Like wait, what's Animal Crossing?
Sorry.
It's perfect, honestly. So, what was your first experience with Animal Crossing?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm such a dork.
No, it's all good.
Okay. Animal Crossing for me started. I remember I before I even played Animal Crossing, I just read about it and I was immediately fascinated. I had a subscription to Nintendo Power magazine.
Oh my god, that
Yes, I was
magazine.
I was that kid. I had my Nintendo Power subscription, and I remember just reading about this game and people talking about how obsessed they were with it, that they would stay open or that they would stay awake until insane hours to catch like rare bugs and like run to this museum to like donate things to this owl. And I was just like, what is this game? And like just how people were so obsessed with I don't know, like how this game had this internal clock that mirrored real life. And I was like, what? This is so weird. And like you have these villagers that like trash talk you and like you can decorate your house. And I was just like, I need this game. I don't know what this is, but this sounds like the coolest game I've ever heard of in my life.
Hmm.
And I was obsessed. And then they kept slowly releasing more information in the Nintendo Power. The game hadn't even came out in America. It was out in Japan,
Okay, okay.
but it wasn't out in America yet. And they gradually like with each issue they kept releasing more information and like screenshots, and I was just like transfixed by it. And I was like, I need one. And I was like, Mom, I need a GameCube. Like my brother had a GameCube that we shared.
Hmm.
We would play like Smash Brothers Melee. We would play Mario Kart Double Dash together. We loved it. Um, we also had a Wii that we shared. We would play like WarioWare. So like my brother and I played a lot of Nintendo games together.
Hmm.
But I was just like, I need my own GameCube because like I need to play this game like all the time. And
Seriously
so I
though.
finally got it. I think I got it for like Christmas or birthday or something. And you know, the first game I bought with my GameCube was Animal Crossing, and I played that game nonstop, as you can imagine. I would
Hmm.
just play until the wee hours of the night and just like talk to my villagers. I wouldn't even be doing anything, just like fishing, talking to my villagers. The kids I babysat for also played the game, and I would take my memory card over, and like they would come to my island, and I would come to their island. So like, I've been playing ever since I was 14, and I've played every version since. I've never
Yes.
stopped playing Animal Crossing. I love it. There was a brief hiatus when I was in college,
Mhm.
and I think Wild World came out during that time, and I
Mhm.
didn't really play a lot of Wild World just
Mhm.
because I was so busy with school. Um, so that was the only one I kind of didn't play as much of. I still played it, just not as crazy
Right.
amount of time. But yeah, I think I've just never stopped playing. That's kind of my history with
I totally
what
get that. I
when did you start playing Animal Crossing?
so it's kind of weird. So like my first experience with Animal Crossing was seeing I went to my best friend at the time when I want to say in like middle school or something. I came over to her house and she was telling me all about this game. She's like, "You have to hear about this game. It's so much fun." And so I went into, I think it was her brother's room because her brother had the GameCube in his room. We went in there and we started playing on the GameCube Animal Crossing. I was watching her. I was like, "Oh, I would love to play," because I was always the type of friend that wanted to play the game while I had other friends that would mostly want to watch play the game. And so I wanted to play the game, and I was like, "Oh, can I play?" And she's like,
So early
"Yeah."
days of streaming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much, pretty much. She's like, "Oh yeah, for sure." But then her brother actually used the fourth slot for his girlfriend at the time, so I didn't get to actually play. And so I just got to see it. So I never actually played the OG Animal
Mhm.
Crossing. But later on, I had a DS Lite that my dad had purchased, one for each of the family members. So one for him, one for my mom, one for my sister, one for me, because we spent all of our extra money that we had on gaming stuff rather than on vacations. And we were playing on the
Valid.
DS Lite, right? Right. That's kind of how I looked at it. Um, so he was saying, "Oh, if you have any games that you would like to have, let me know." And I was like, "I want this game called Animal Crossing," and I heard that it's on Wild World, or that's called Wild World. So I started playing that and I got really into it, and I didn't know anybody else who played this game except for this one girl that was on my school bus at the time. So we would play and go to each other's towns in Wild World while we were on the school bus because it was local play, so we just didn't have to go through the internet or
That's
anything.
right.
So we would be on the
Mhm.
school bus, and we were both. She would usually be like the first couple of the bus stops, but I was always at the end. So like Wild World helped me like go through my school bus ride because like it was like a
That's so
45-minute
sweet.
ride.
Mhm.
And then New Leaf came out when I graduated. Yeah, when I graduated high school, and I didn't get it yet, but my best friend did. And she was like, "You have to get this game. Like, I know you're going to love it." I was like, "I know I'm going to love it too because I have Wild World, but now there's New Leaf. Like, now I need this game."
Best game
Finally
ever.
got it. Is, and I just like I've loved it so much, but I didn't play it like everybody else did because I didn't have internet.
Oh yeah.
So I
Mhm.
didn't have like all these cool paths. I didn't understand that you could go ahead and change all these things. The Welcome Amiibo update came out, and I didn't know that you could do plot resetting. I didn't know what that was until
That was huge.
until
Yeah.
way later, until like Twitch, pretty much. Like that's when I didn't know about it. So it was really weird, but that was my first experience with Animal Crossing.
I still remember the first time I found your stream. You were playing New Leaf at like 2 in the morning,
Oh my
lamp,
god.
lamped to your table. I was just like,
Yeah. Oh.
who is this person playing New Leaf with purple hair at 2 in the morning? I want to be their friend.
God, I remember that because like we're in the same time zone too, so it was really like it was early in the morning, and I remember I
I
think I
couldn't
was
sleep. I was just, yeah.
I don't even remember why I was up that late either. That was back when I did late streams. I don't even go that late anymore. Oh man. Oh, are the cats
My
on the
cat is on the bed moving around. Sorry.
No, no, you're fine. Um obviously I'm going to ask you anyway so that way
No,
everybody
go
else
ahead.
knows. But who is your favorite villager?
Oh my god, it's Bunny. Wait, where is she? Oh, I don't know where her plushie is. Here we have a bunny thing. There's always at least one bunny thing near me at all times.
Yes.
A bunny thing. We have the bunny mug.
Oh, I
The bunny
love it. I
t-shirt.
love
No, I
it.
don't have a bunny t-shirt. I should have a bunny t-shirt.
You should. You should get a bunny
I
t-shirt.
love Bunny. My mom actually got this for me. It's so sweet of her.
Oh my
Anyway,
god, yes.
and it says hair today, gone tomorrow. How
Oh my
cute is
god, I
that?
love it. Ah,
Anyway,
it's perfect because like I feel like I feel like Bunny definitely like kind of looks like you, and I could definitely describe you as a bunny in like a villager terms, I guess you could say. So it's like perfect.
Yeah.
Honestly, I see it, and I absolutely love that that's your favorite character.
well, did you see? I probably showed you, but someone on Twitter drew Bunny like as a human
Mhm.
that didn't even know me at all. But like the drawing that this person did of the humanized bunny looked so much like me, and
Oh
it
my
like
god,
genuinely
yes.
creeped me out. And I like retweeted it, and I was like, does this person know me? And the artist saw and was like, oh my god, it looks just like you.
That's so
And
funny.
it was like a really cool interaction. It was
Mhm.
awesome. But
It's so weird how that
yeah.
happens. Like they're like, "Oh yes, this is what Bunny would look like in human form," and then you're like, that's me."
Yeah, they drew like a tall, like redheaded. I'm really tall, by the way. If you can't tell, like I'm 6 foot. I know it's
Mhm.
hard to tell on camera. So like I'm very tall, but they drew like a tall, long-haired, like redheaded girl with like wearing like a plaid dress, and I actually have like a plaid green dress, just like it in real life. And I was like, this is freaky.
I
Like
love
this is
it.
me. It was so funny.
You just need to get
Anyway,
like bunny ears, and then you're like cosplaying as Bunny. It's perfect.
I need to cosplay her. Yeah, it's on the
Yes.
list.
Mhm.
I wanna do Futaba from Persona 5 first because
Yes.
I kind of also just look like her. I feel like it'd be easy, but
I feel like I don't
yeah.
look like anybody enough to like cosplay as them,
Mm.
but I have
I
like
feel
a
like with
few
your
things.
hair now,
Mhm.
what is the rabbit villager with the blue ears? What is her name?
Uh,
I'm
uh,
having a brain fart.
is it
You know who I'm
Chrissy or
talking about.
Francine?
Chris.
One.
Oh, I think it's Francine. I
Yeah.
feel like you would look so cute.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh my goodness. I
I
don't.
want to see you with polka dot ears.
That would be so cute. Oh my
It's so
god.
good. Anyway,
Maybe that should be on my list of things to do at some point. Could totally
just
do
throwing it
that.
out there.
Yeah.
Just throwing it out there.
As favorite villagers go, I don't really, I don't have favorite villagers because like I have a favorite villager per se because like I have like top like 3 or 4 because it's always all the cat villagers. I love the cat villagers because I am like 1000% a cat person, and so like that's why I'm making a cat island. And
I
on
love that.
this one, I'm making sure that I don't have some of the cats that that I haven't had before. So that's been fun.
It's been fun watching you hunt for them. Like I love that you have Rudy now. I absolutely love Rudy.
I have
Oh my
never
goodness.
had Rudy before either, so it was like perfect. I loved it. It was so much fun trying to
I
get
was
that
actually.
villager.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh
I didn't
no.
mean to interrupt you.
Oh no, you're good.
The delay sometimes. I was villager hunting last night and I ran into Rosie just like randomly and I thought of you. I was like, oh.
Yes. I love Rosie. Rosie's so cute. She's definitely
It,
one of my top 3 actually.
yeah, it was so hard for me to not take her. I was like, not who I'm looking for, but I love you. You're
But
so
I love
cute.
you.
That's why hunting is so hard for me. But
Seriously
I ended,
though.
I ended up taking him Fuchsia to anyone that's wondering.
Fuchsia's a
Because
cutie too.
I needed an Uchi because
Mhm.
I do not have an Uchi currently. So I'm
Mhm.
going for a vaporwave theme for my next build, which I'm very excited about. And I think the neon pink definitely suits the vaporwave aesthetics.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
She's
From what I know of vaporwave stuff, because like I know little, but I know little bits of it enough to know that fuchsia would definitely go great with that.
yeah, it's a lot of like hot pink and like neon blue
Mhm.
and like bright purple.
Mhm.
Very colorful.
Very colorful. So you should get like. Are you gonna? Do you have other villagers that you're thinking about getting for that theme?
I might move in Ribot because I think it would be cool to have like a robotic.
Mm.
I want it to be like a combination of cyberpunk and vaporwave. So I
Mhm.
want the front of the island to be all like really colorful and pretty and neon and vaporwave, and I want the back to kind of be like ugly and like cyberpunk and like full of trash.
Hmm.
So kind of like the ugly like city underbelly. I don't know. I have like a whole like lore idea in my brain.
Oh, I love it.
Like I want to build like a landfill with like a lot of trash, you
Yes.
know. But I want it to have like a shiny and like pretty exterior, you know, but then like have like an ugly inside. That's
Hmm.
kind of my I want to do something different from all the cute cottagecore islands. I love them. They're beautiful.
Of course.
I kind of want to try something a little different.
Of
So
course.
I'm excited.
And getting something outside of the box and getting something different is definitely something that's really um kind of hard to do with getting like inspiration for sometimes, because like most of the inspiration that you can find on like any kind of platform right now is mostly cottagecore, or at least that's
I
maybe that's what I keep finding, because I love the aesthetic so much, so I'm like, yes,
It's beautiful. I
cottagecore.
love it too. I love it too. And the furniture really suits itself to it. You know what I mean? So like
Hmm.
there's no shame in going for that aesthetic if you
Oh, for
like it. I'm
sure.
not hating on it. It's awesome. But
Hmm.
I want to do something more challenging. This is like my second bulldoze, so I'm like I'm ready to do something more challenging. So I'm gonna
Yes.
push myself, do something unique.
Yes, bulldozing is something so scary yet so like relieving all at the same time.
Hmm.
I feel like,
I'm excited. Yeah.
oh yeah, because like you said that this was your second bulldoze,
Hmm.
right? And then I restarted my island like a month, I think it was like a month or two after,
Remember?
and it was
Oof.
like it was one of the first like this sounds like I'm being like, oh, I'm a trendsetter, but like I was one of the first people to like actually do it and like restart my
You
island,
were.
because
You were.
like
Hmm.
not very many people, everyone was like, no, don't do it, why would you do something so crazy, but like it was just something that I needed to do. I really did not like anything that had to do with my island at the time, and so I was just like, this is something that needs to be done, and I
I'm
did
glad you
it.
did it.
I feel like so relieved that I did it, because like now I could go ahead and now I can actually just bulldoze my island and restart decorating and stuff, which is what I'm currently doing as well. I'm just redecorating. So it's something that you can constantly do and like change the theme of it rather than resetting it all the time.
Yeah, I don't have the energy to grind for all those DIYs and stuff again. I don't have the free time either.
Yeah, for
So
sure. That was one of the things that was so hard for me, because like restarting all of that to get all these DIYs was just
I'm
like
sorry my cats are like
it's all good. It was
keep
just such a pain in the butt for doing all of that, trying to get all those DIYs all over again. It was just oof. But, doing it that one time and getting it over and done is nice.
I think you restarted early enough
Yeah,
so
I
that it wasn't
did.
too bad. Yeah, but like at this point, like 500 hours in, I'm just like I can't with all the seasonal stuff. I'm just like, oh god, no.
I know. I've got like a with this island I have 600 hours. With the last island I had
Ooh.
400 hours and I was only like 2 or 3 months into it. And
Mhm.
now I've gone like 4 or 5 6 months into this island, and I've got about 600 hours, so I'm taking my time with this one, and trying to find the exact thing that I want to do with decorating and stuff. So
Yeah, I
yeah.
think it's good to take your time and I think it's good to like not be afraid to tear stuff down if it's not exactly how you want it because like
Hmm.
it's just a game. Like you get weirdly attached to stuff.
Yeah.
Like no, it's just a game. It's okay. Like
Hmm.
you can rebuild it. And then the game is fun again because like it's all fresh and new. So
Right, especially
yeah,
like with
yeah.
updates and stuff like that, because they're constantly giving out new updates every couple of months or so, which actually brings me to my last question about Animal Crossing is like, what do you want to see in future updates? Is there something that you want to see besides Brewster and Katrina, because both of us both really want Brewster and Katrina.
And design slots. And design slots. I mean, okay, I could like be a big time dreamer. Like
Hmm.
before the game came out, I daydreamed about it being this almost like huge online like MMO type thing with like a huge hub where you could like meet people,
Hmm.
and like connect and like honestly, I think it would be cool if like the world was bigger.
Oh yeah.
Maybe that would break a lot of people's brains and like piss people off, but I think it would be cool if the map could be bigger or if there's some sort of like remote island you could travel to. I'm not talking just like the normal island
Mm-hmm.
hopping like we do, but like something that you own
Mm-hmm.
and that you can also decorate. I think that would be super rad.
For sure. That's something that I was definitely looking at when we were talking about Animal Crossing New Horizons, when we didn't know anything about it. We're like, what is it going to do? And then we were saying that it would be really cool if they had a second island or something like that, because like it would feel so much nicer for like for those that like have multiple ideas for their islands, cuz like there's like I have 3 or 4 ideas ready to go for when I if I ever get a second Switch, which I just feel like I
Same.
can't get a second
Yeah.
Switch with like I just can't justify myself to get another Switch
It's
because it
it's
would
too
literally only be
expensive.
for Animal Crossing.
Like I could maybe physically afford it, but just like the principle of it upsets
Hmm.
me.
Right? Like I have to buy a whole
Yeah,
another thing rather than buying another
it's
cartridge, which is what most of us did for with
obnoxious.
New Leaf.
Yeah, New Leaf. How many New Leaf, towns did you have?
I had 2, but that was because Liz gave me the second one because I won it in a giveaway.
Nice. Okay, I mean, yeah, I had four, but like they weren't all like well realized,
Yeah,
Only
yeah.
like one or two were like complete.
Right, right.
But just saying, like people into New Leaf, like that's what you would do. You would just buy a new game.
Mhm.
And if that's what I could do now is just buy another game, I would do that in a second. I wouldn't even think
Seriously.
twice. Yeah,
Right?
I would love to make a goth island. I would love to make like a Sailor Moon inspired
Oh,
island.
yes.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, those are
It
two
could
things
just
I
go
would
on
love to do.
forever. Like there's
But
so many ideas and so many themes that you could do.
yeah. Hmm.
Ugh.
Never
Why?
end.
Why Nintendo? Why? All right, let's answer some of these questions that we've got in here. If you guys have
Oh,
any other questions that you would like to do, you can redeem them in the channel points. They're just 10 channel points in there. Um, so first of all, we've got Andrew with hi, how are you?
hi, how are you? I'm doing very well, actually. I slept in.
Yes, I wish that was me. I woke up early this morning cuz work,
Boo.
right?
I did
Um,
wake up early, but then I went back to sleep, so.
if I could, I totally would. I would just
Mhm.
be like, nope, back to bed.
Mhm.
Let's see. Liz asked, would Shiny ever do a makeup stream or has done a makeup stream on Twitch? And I know you did
Oh,
one recently.
I did one.
Mm-hmm.
I would do it again. It was fun. I
Yeah?
think I think I would need I don't know. I need to figure out the lighting situation better.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had it figured out for like filming and for YouTube back in the day, but my Twitch lighting situation is like a little more simple because I stream under my loft bed. I don't know if y'all know that. It's like a very small space, so like I can't really fit my big softbox lights under here.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I might need to like I want to get like an LED light panel or something a little brighter, and I think if I get something like that, I would be able to do them. I feel like the lighting you couldn't really see what I was doing very well.
Totally
I
get
don't know.
that. No, my parents for Christmas this year they gave me these LED lights. So like I have 2 of them pointed at me here, and
Yeah.
then I've got the one ring light that I've always had, or not always had, but like more recently got because my lighting situation was nothing. Was my ceiling
Yeah.
fan light.
Yeah, I just use like a $20 ring light and it works great for like normal stuff. Like it
Oh
looks
yeah.
fine for this, but
Hmm.
when you're doing like close up like detailed stuff, you kind of need something a little more. But
Right.
I'm not gonna hook up the softbox lights just for stream. That's like too much. I'm sorry, y'all. It's a pain.
It's too
They're
much and
really
too
a
just like
pain
oh.
to set up. They look
Hmm.
great, but yeah, I'm just being
um,
honest.
for sure. Andrew asked, "How did you both come up with your Twitch usernames?"
Ooh,
Would you like to go
I love
first on
that
that one?
question. I spent a really long time coming up with my name. I literally spent months thinking of it because I knew I wanted to stream and I knew that like once you pick a name, it's kind of hard to change it. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? I mean, you can change it, but like I don't know. I'm very like set in my ways once I choose something. I'm
Right.
like that's it. So I spent forever trying to think of like different word combinations I liked and stuff kept being taken. Like ideas I kept thinking of. I was like that's taken, that's taken. And I was very like I don't want to use any numbers. I don't want to use any symbols. Like I was very determined. I was like I need a name that isn't taken. And that's like easy to remember. So I basically just kept like typing out word combinations and I really wanted something that sounded like a music genre that like didn't exist. Maybe that sounds so hipster, but like I don't know. I wanted it to sound kind of effervescent and like cool, and like the shiny part is sort of like a nod to Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
So I was very into shiny hunting at the time, but I didn't want it to obviously be a Pokemon username because I knew I wanted to stream other stuff.
Right.
But starting out, that was what I mostly streamed at first was Pokemon, just shiny hunting
Mm-hmm.
actually, which I never stream now, but it's fine.
I think one of my
Because
first
shiny
streams
hunting
that I went
got
into
boring.
was, oh yeah, for sure. Shiny hunting can get boring. Same thing with like villager hunting. Like you can only do so much of it before you're just like, okay, I'm done trying to look for this damn thing. Can I do something else now?
Yeah. And plus, I always loved glitter, and
Hmm.
I love sparkly things. So yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy with my name. So
Yes. So with my name, it actually has to do with the makeup thing that I did before. My aunt, who was my sponsor when I was doing the makeup, she was the one who was doing makeup before. And then I was like, I'm buying so much stuff, I might as well do the same thing. We were trying to find like a way to kind of like make my brand. And my brand at the time, it was just, it made more sense to like put glam in it because like hers was lippy kisses, and because that's what she said to her children, and so that's how she got her thing. And then she called her her group was the Glam Squad. And so she was trying to get something with
cute.
with glam and trying to figure that out with me. And she knew that I had a history with like fairies and stuff, which is something that's very big with me. It's literally the entirety of my life. And it has been since I was like 5. And
Hmm.
so I like kind of found something with her. She helped me come up with Glamour Fairy, and at first it was the Glamour Fairy, and I was the Glamour Fairy. Like that was it. Like I'm the only one. And then I think one day while I was
The only one.
yeah, that's kind of what it was. I realized that when I go into people's streams like and I say hey, like people wouldn't say the part, and so they would just be like, "Oh, hey glam. Hey glamour
I
fairy. How's it
forgot that
going?"
you were the glamour fairy. I mean, I
Yeah.
remember, but like, it seems so weird to me now.
Right? It's
It
something
was
that's
so
so
long ago.
strange. It
Yeah.
was so long ago. So like thinking about that, like no one said the part, so I was like, what's the point of having the glamour fairy
Yeah.
if no one's gonna use
Yeah.
it? So I
Yeah.
just chopped it right off and just was glamour fairy. It's so much easier.
It's a smart move. I think the
Hmm.
shorter the name, the better. I don't know. I'm biased.
You're right. So like so glamour was the makeup part, and then fairy is just me. So like putting them all together, it was just it made the most sense with me. So I really liked
It's
it.
so cute. I love
Yes.
it.
Okay, let me clear some of these out.
I really like usernames that are like 2 words. I don't know why.
I mean, it makes sense
I
because
mean,
it's like a combo sort of thing, like bam
mm,
bam.
yeah, it's cute. Or
Hmm.
like, I really like usernames that are 1 word, but like they're all taken at this point. So,
Right,
good luck.
right,
Yeah,
right.
good luck.
So I was, might as well just go with 2 words.
Right.
So Liz asks, are there games you're currently streaming that you never thought you'd stream? How has that made a difference in your streaming journey?
Mm. That I'd never stream?
Hmm. Like you're something that you're playing now that you're streaming that you never thought that you would actually
Oh.
stream.
Oh. I'd have to think about that.
So I was about to say I'll go first since I know
Yeah,
the
you go
answer to
first.
this
I'm
one.
thinking. Yeah, I'm thinking.
When I first started streaming, I was like, I'm going to be playing Animal Crossing, and that is the only thing I'm going to be playing. The problem was that at the time, New Horizons didn't come out, and it was New Leaf, and so I was like trying to figure stuff out. So I was playing other games. I had never played Stardew Valley, so I started playing Stardew Valley, and then I started getting kind of tired of New Horizons when it came out. Like after a few months, I've like only playing New Horizons. I kind of started getting a little tired of it, and I was watching some people play Dead by Daylight, and I never really thought that I would ever in a million years play a game called Dead by Daylight. I've seen like clips of people playing it, and I'm like, "Oh god, why would you play that game? Oh, why is there someone hitting something and like like why?" And now here I am just like playing it like
Hell yeah.
almost every day.
I
So,
love it. You have so much fun playing that game. And I'm so glad that you just, I don't know. I'm so glad that you just leaned into it and are just like, screw it. I love this game.
right? And she said like how has that made a difference in your streaming journey? So like I mean, we were saying this earlier with numbers. Like my numbers dropped obviously because like we were saying with Animal Crossing as streamers, like your numbers went up. And if you were playing Animal Crossing, they
Oh
went up for a while there, and then like I started playing Dead by Daylight, and they just whoosh dropped, and I was so nervous, and I just didn't know what to do about that. But I just kept playing the game, and at some point you just keep getting all these you get like more community members because when you're playing different games you get more people in of like, oh, you're playing a different game, hey, how's it going?
it's a totally different community too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I know that some like Animal Crossing fans can't do the scary games, so you know
Right.
that's part of it too, and
Mm-hmm.
vice versa. Some like the Dead by Daylight fans are like, "What's this cutesy crap?" You know.
Seriously
So,
though.
but there's also a lot of weird overlap between the Dead by Daylight and Animal Crossing community, and I
There
don't really know why because
is.
they're
I
very
don't
different.
either. It's so funny. Like I
Like
didn't
there's
think that either.
like Amethyst and like so many other awesome streamers like love both Dead by Daylight and Animal Crossing. It's funny to me.
It
It's hilarious.
is. And that
I
was
think
something that I found too. That's kind of how I found Dead by Daylight. It was because an Animal Crossing streamer I was watching was playing Dead by Daylight. I'm like, huh. I don't even remember who it
like
was, honestly.
Ancient Crossing too. Like so many
Mm-hmm.
now are like obsessed. Yeah,
For sure. I know if you
Quirky
yeah,
has been
Quirky.
playing
Quirky starts been playing that. I was like, damn. Frank the
everybody.
Pegasus was also one. She doesn't do them. They don't do it as much uh on stream on Twitch, but they said that they do play Dead by Daylight off stream, which is something that I feel is very important to have something to play off stream as well. But
Absolutely.
yeah,
Throw that in with the streamer advice to
right.
go way back. Yeah,
Find
play
something to
things
play
for
off.
yourself offline.
Mhm.
Very important. But yeah, for me, I think the only thing I can think of, because I sort of was like you at first, where I was like, I only want to play Animal Crossing, but I have no way to play it yet, so I'm playing Stardew Valley. That was kind of me at first,
Mhm.
to be real. But then I very quickly was like, I cannot play only Animal Crossing. I will literally go insane. Uh, so I played Pokemon, and I think the thing that surprised me the most, actually, which I don't stream it anymore, but
Mhm.
was Splatoon. I never thought I would like a shooter or
For
like play in a
sure.
multiplayer game.
Yeah.
And for a while there, I actually had a lot of fun streaming Splatoon.
Mhm.
So props to Liz for
Yeah.
introducing me to Splatoon.
Seriously.
I don't really play as much anymore, but like I could totally see myself picking it up again. And that community was so cool, and it gave me the confidence to just try a new genre of games because I don't like shooters, and I never thought I would like shooters. And now, like I even tried Overwatch recently. Like, who is she? Like the me 2 years ago would never ever think I would try Overwatch. I don't think I would stream it, to be honest with you.
Mhm.
But I think it changed my streaming career, and that I realized that I could play games outside of my comfort zone
Mhm.
and still have a good time.
Right.
And then, oh, actually, I have another answer for this now that
Yes.
I'm talking, now that the juices are flowing. I think Layers of Fear was a huge
Oh
one
my
for me
god, yes.
because that was a charity redemption, was for me to play a horror game. I never thought I would even be interested in horror games.
Right.
And we raised enough money for Trevor Project to play Layers of Fear, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna play the scare game, like whatever. I mean, I love horror movies and stuff, so like I
Mhm.
wasn't like scared per se, but I didn't really know what to expect. I was like, I've never played a horror game, but like let's do it, you know.
Right.
And we played really late one night, and I made a big thing of it. I like played it, like I dimmed the lighting, you know, I made it all like spooky. We played it late at night, and I stayed up until 4 in the morning. I beat the whole game in one set.
I remember that because I was like,
I was like obsessed. I was like, this is amazing.
I was like going to bed and you were still playing. I was like, damn, she's still going.
It was one of the best streams I've ever had. Like I had so much fun. And it was like a switch flipped, and I got really obsessed with horror games for a minute. And I went too hard, honestly. And I was like only playing horror games for a while, and then I started having nightmares.
Oh no.
And I had to like, I think it Observer was the game that was the worst. Like that game did something to me. I don't know. And then I had to stop playing them for a while. But still, it, you know, it kind of opened up that whole new genre to me. So I think that would be my answer.
For sure.
Padfoot.
Padfoot decided to show up. I don't know why. He's not, or he might be hungry, honestly, but he's currently licking my arm.
Oh, baby.
With his sandpaper tongue. Hi, baby. Okay. So Pumpkin Days Momo asked, how long is your prep time before going live, like doing the makeups and getting software ready, etc.?
I don't always even wear makeup. Sometimes I do. I like to just have everything on the computer ready to go. I say like a half hour. It doesn't take me that long.
Right.
It takes me a little bit longer because I have to set up my camera because I don't keep my camera set up all the time.
Right.
But it's really not that bad.
Right. I have for me, I have because like I have a green screen, and I have my green screen set in the same exact spot pretty much every time. Makeup I very rarely do, but when I do my makeup takes, depending on how like specific I'm going. If I'm just really quickly putting on eyeliner, mascara, doing the brows and not doing lips, like, 10 minutes or so, maybe 20 at the most, if my eyeliner decides to not cooperate, since I like the wings.
If you do a wing, that's different.
Yeah, I always have to do a wing. If I'm gonna do my eyeliner, it has to be a wing. It's like my signature thing that I've been doing since I was like in like 6th grade. I've always had a wing. Seriously though.
Throw a wing on it.
Yes. And then like let's see, for everything else, like I literally like I have everything already set up usually, and then in my I'll have the starting stream scene on, and then I will literally, because I have 3 lights and I turn on each one by one, so I'm like click click click, and then I pull up the green screen, and then I sit there and I send my Twitter live post real quick, and then I push the just chatting screen, and I'm there.
Yes, I've learned the wonders of Twitter drafts. So now I type my stuff out beforehand and I save it.
Yes.
So that I can just be like, boop.
I forget about Twitter drafts. I should really do those. It would make things a little bit easier. Like I just recently did with like Instagram. And trying to do that, like, because there's no like scheduling system in Instagram. Apparently there used to be, but now there's not. And so I found a couple of apps that I can use. Yeah. It's just the only way to do it.
Every time I'm live though. That's just like a personal choice. I do sometimes.
I do. Or
I'll do. Sorry, go ahead.
I do like 75% of the time, maybe.
I'll do a fleet.
Yeah, right.
I do a fleek, as the kids call it. Or I'll do like an Instagram story. I don't know.
I don't get enough.
If I'm doing like a
Instagram
special stream,
now.
I'll tweet about it. Or like I'll make a tweet and I'll have it be about something random, but then at the bottom be like, also I'm playing Animal Crossing.
Right.
I'll like sneak it in there. But I don't do that every time. But
Right. And yes, I have 3 lights. I used to only have the 1, but now like with the green screen, actually technically I have 4 because I have a lamp right next to me. Because if I don't have this lamp on next to me, I have this black like shadow figure over here. It's kind of creepy, so
Oh. That is so weird. I have 2 lights. I have like a key light, and then I have a light that I bounce off the wall as like a fill light.
Oh, incoming again. Hi. Yeah. Are you really that hungry? Because, like, you shouldn't be that hungry. Hi.
If you need to take a break to feed your kitty.
Oh, no, he's fine. He's actually not supposed to be fed for another half hour, 45 minutes.
Baby.
He can wait a little bit. Hi. And let's see here. Liz asked, because remember how we all said we were going to be Animal Crossing streamers. That's for sure, because that's literally what I was gonna be. I'm like, I'm only gonna be an Animal Crossing streamer. When I first started streaming, that was exactly what I said, and I told that to my husband too. Yeah, for sure. That was.
You're all just like, when New Horizons is going to drop, baby, like it's gonna be game time. Like, let's go. Like.
And now a lot of people are getting like burnout from Animal Crossing, and like it's so funny. It's great. And then Banana asks, what's your favorite off-stream game?
Ooh, off-stream game. I always have a JRPG that I'm playing off stream. Right now, I'm playing Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, like the Wii remake on Switch. I always love to have like a chill one. Also, I want to just say I always play like party games with my neighbor, usually like once a week. So I play a lot of Mario Party, and I play a lot of like all of them, like the old N64 ones and
Yes.
like all the versions. And we play a lot of Jackbox together just because it's just so easy and fun, and it's like a good way to blow off steam after like a long work week. So
My,
that's probably my answer.
I don't even I don't I don't know cuz like
Lit.
I play Dead by Daylight off stream. I play it with like some friendos, like sometimes in their streams once in a while, and then because I was doing that before this, I was playing Dead by Daylight in Andrew's stream for a bit, and then like I don't know, like I play Stardew sometimes off by myself. I also
Oh, I
play
play a ton of Stardew. Yeah.
right,
how,
right,
how could I not say Stardew?
like have
Oh my goodness.
quite a few like farms on there and whatnot. So um, I don't know. Other than that, I don't really have any other games I've been playing. I've been trying to play some other games off stream, and then like being more apt to like putting them on like YouTube or something, so that like people can still see me play the game. I just had a
Yeah.
huge chunk of cat hair in my hand. Oh my god, it's all over my shirt now. Hello.
Honestly, I'm really busy, so like most of the time I'm gaming, it is on stream, which
hmm
sucks. Like I wish I had more time to game, but like with my day job, I'm really busy. So I
Right?
don't know. I've been like drawing and doing other hobbies a
For
little bit
sure.
more lately.
There's so many things that like you want to do or that you want to get
Mhm.
involved with that it's like hard to like do other things outside of work and streaming.
Yeah, it is.
hmm let's see. Pastel asked, "Did you guys ever thought that you'd have your pets involved with your stream?"
I love my babies.
I think with cats, it's kind of like it was gonna happen whether we liked it or not.
Yep. I mean, it's funny because Hoko likes to sit on the desk when I stream all the time, except when I have the cat cam ready to go. I
hmm
like bought a webcam. I mostly bought it for my art stream so I could have like a second like cam so that I
Yeah.
could use the webcam for my face and use my cam for like what we're working on. But
Right.
I was like, cool, I can have a cat cam now. Never sits there whenever I have it out, I swear. She knows.
I know. I had a
It's so
webcam for Padfoot for a bit there, and then all of a sudden, like he
yeah.
just kind of stopped like actually finding a spot to stay in because like he was in the cat tower for a while there, and then he stopped being in the cat tower, and now he doesn't have like a one spot that he stays in that's like not in a weird spot for us. So I just kind
Mhm.
of stopped doing the cat cam for him, but
Yeah.
he shows up when he's hungry, so which is
We
usually in
still
the
get
middle of my stream. So
I just grab my cats if they're nearby and I'm like, look at them, aren't they cute? I put them down.
right, just I try to do that, but then Padfoot's like, "Oh, you're gonna feed me now? Got you, I got you," and he tries to like
And then
wiggle himself out of my
oh,
arms.
and then I started the cat Instagram, so you know, if you want to see more.
Yes.
Shameless plug. Shameless plug.
Let's see. Liz asked, "Do you have any advice for people that may struggle with chatting in the streams, like when people stop talking?"
Ooh. That's an important question, yeah.
And she also said, "Just a question I see a lot on Reddit, and wanted to get your take on it."
No, for sure. I mean, I like talking. Like,
hmm
I can talk to myself all day. It's pretty. It wasn't as easy for me when it was new.
hmm
And I'm not going to lie, when you have a bump in chat, it is way easier to stream.
hmm
Doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. But I think you kind of have to like bait people into talking.
hmm
And actually, Liz, one of your podcasts from a really long time ago helped me with this because you talked about something that you used to do where you would take a notebook and like write down just like funny things that had happened to you throughout the day or like maybe potential conversation topics and you kept it on your desk. And like whenever there would be like a lull in chat, you would like look at it. And I was like, I'm gonna just try that. Like, let's just see what happens. Not that I really felt like I was struggling too much, but just like more like out of curiosity. And I did it one night and I could not shut the hell up. Like I just had so much to talk about. And I was like, this is genius. So I don't do that all the time, but I think the longer I've streamed, I have like certain go-to topics where I'm like, if chat is quiet, I'm gonna bring this thing up. And I think like the longer you stream, you kind of get to know those topics. And I think it's like universal things like food, games. We all play games. We're all on Twitch. You know what I mean? Just think of like really universal things. Try to be like engaging and energetic. Don't be like, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. Like, don't be a bummer. Like,
Right.
you have to realize that you are entertaining people. Like, they're not there to entertain you.
Right.
So, like, you can't expect the chat to like be there for you. So, like,
For sure.
you have to. I don't know. I think it helped that I made YouTube videos beforehand and I never had chat interaction.
Right. So you had to talk to yourself about things and.
I got used to it, yeah. And like vlogging before, I used to vlog a little bit, so like I kind of got used to being that crazy person just talking to the camera anyway.
Right.
So maybe just like record yourself.
I mean,
try talking
really.
to the camera. Yeah.
I actually just saw this recently. Nega Oryx, one of those big time Twitch streamers, she had said one of the things that she had talked about doing was pulling up somebody else's stream and play a game and then talk to that chat like you were talking to them, but obviously you're not talking to them, but that way you can kind of like feel like you're getting some sort of flow, so that way you can kind of feel like you're talking to somebody else. It helps with more like anxiety wise, but like kind of start getting that flow a little bit.
That's interesting. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I'll have to find that Twitter post that she did. It was really cool. It was something that I was listening to her say, and I was like, this is something I never would have thought of. But she said that that's what she used to do when she was first streaming, and that she had very high anxiety, and so it helped her with that.
And something really quick I want to add, like, don't just narrate your gameplay, because people find that really boring really fast. Like, they can see what you're doing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I know, like, if you don't know what to say, like, that's your tendency to do, because you don't know what to say, right? You're just like, okay, I'm just gonna, like, walk over here, and then I'm gonna, like, open this up, and then I'm gonna, like, stab this guy, and then I'm gonna, like, go over here. It really, it's not engaging for chat. So, like, I would advise, like, literally talk about any random thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Banana said in chat, food and boobs. Is
Food
what
and
get,
boobs.
that's how you get the chat moving.
I think someone made a really old clip of me saying that. I was like, if you need to get chat talking, just say something inappropriate.
I was there
And
for that one.
Boobs and like the chat just and I was like, y'all are. But it's true though. It's like human emotion. You know what I mean? Like, we all have a sex drive. We all eat. Like, these very universal things that we all connect on.
Seriously,
I mean, it sounds
though.
silly, but it's true. Like, just be relatable. There's a really good YouTuber. His name is Gale Level. I don't know if you all have heard of him. I'm gonna write his name in chat.
Yes.
He has a lot of really good videos about this. Yeah. About this exact topic and like how to be engaging with chat, and they helped me a lot. So if y'all are streamers and you're curious, I would recommend checking them out.
Cool. Good to know. Good to know. Liz asked, I think this will be the last question we'll take. Liz asked, how do you deal with trolls, and what is your advice to others about trolls?
Pop. No.
Sometimes, like, that is literally what it's gonna have to be.
It depends on the type of troll and like how they're trolling. You know what I mean? So like, first of all, don't let them kill your vibe.
Right.
Like, realize you're in control of the whole situation. Some people, like, it kind of depends on your style as a streamer. Like, some people love to troll the trolls back. Some people like to make it into content. Some people like to just completely eliminate them right away and act like they don't exist. Like, both approaches are valid. I think you just have to really figure out what works for you and your community. Like, some people I mod with, like I mod for Battle and Strawberry, like, she she's really good at dealing with people. Like she's a musical therapist. Like she knows people really well and she
Hmm.
loves to troll the trolls back. And I know that she loves it, which is why I don't ban them right away.
Right, right.
Like I let her kind of do her thing and like she doesn't let us ban anyone until she tells us to.
Hmm.
That's just like her thing, but it works for her
Hmm.
because she has really good conversations with them and like it's she makes it into content and it's funny and like the rest of chat like enjoys it. Obviously, if they're being hurtful or like,
Hmm.
malicious in any way, we get rid of them. But if they're just like your average garden variety troll,
Right, right. It's
you
it's
know.
something I mean, I was dealing with a big troll for a while there, and Liz had helped me with that, and we would have to like figure out how to like get rid of them. But usually, most of the time, it was just like a straight up ban if we know it was that specific troll. But other than that, we would have some trolls coming in and like seeing me, and I'm sure some of you remember where I had a troll that came in and was saying something about me being like fat or something. I don't even remember honestly. But I was wearing a crop top that day,
Oh, I
and
remember.
usually when I wear crop tops, that means I am feeling myself. I am like, hell yeah,
You
let's
were
go.
cute.
And
So
so
cute.
I was just like, I combated them, and I made it into content at that point. I was just like, it's me.
Exactly.
Like, I love myself, and like, you can't take that. I don't know even what you were thinking about trying to attack me, thinking that it would make me feel like terrible or anything. But the whole point with trolls is that they're trying to get a rouse out of you. They're trying to do that on purpose. So whether it's you to like attack them like I did that one time, or if it's another way to, make me feel like shit and I don't want to feel like shit. So, ban. Goodbye.
Right.
If
Like
they don't
their
feel you
goal.
good.
Yeah,
Eh.
I'm so sorry.
No, no, you're good. I said the wrong thing anyway. If they don't make you feel good, then get them out. You don't need them.
Absolutely. I mean, it's complicated because some trolls are really subtle.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have I have a video. I don't mean to plug myself about like emotional trolls because they're like the trickiest ones to deal with because they're subtle, right? They don't
Mm-hmm.
like outwardly say anything hateful,
Mm-hmm.
but they still just like they kind of just like bring your mood down like a little bit, like
Mm-hmm.
slowly. And they're the worst kind of trolls in my opinion because you kind of don't realize it's happening until it's like kind of too late. And like you get better at dealing with them the more you stream.
Mm-hmm.
Like now, like I've been streaming and modding for so long, I can smell a troll like a mile away. Like I know immediately I'm gonna end up banning this person. Like
Right.
before they even do the thing, like I know
Right.
every time, and I'm always right. Like
Yeah. And you're like, this is gonna happen. And kind of like last night, we had somebody come in. We had somebody
oh
come into the chat, and they followed, and you could see their name, and I just like looked at the name, and I'm like, I think thanks for the follow, but I don't think so. So I'm not gonna even say that out loud. Goodbye.
mhm. Yeah, yeah.
Right. I know that I said that that was the last question, but Donut did it, and I know that they have
Oh no, you're
had a mobile delay, so we'll take this last question here.
yeah, no, that's totally fine.
It says, which social media platforms do you use most to promote your streams and or converse with the community?
Ooh, I like that.
Social
I
platforms.
mean, I think Twitter is the one that has given me the most reach for
Mm-hmm.
whatever reason. Um, I don't know why. It seems like people respond to me the most on Twitter.
Same.
Um, Instagram I like, but yeah, I don't really get a lot of interaction on it. I mostly do it because it's fun and I like pictures.
Mm-hmm.
But
Right. I like Instagram for like the pictures that I take that are like really pretty or really cute, or like the selfies that I take that I'm like vibing in. Like I'll totally
yeah,
post those in there because like, editing and stuff, like you put that in there for that reason. And especially because like Twitter has that weird cropping thing that they do, and I absolutely hate
I,
it.
and you're like, look at my selfie. It's actually just my neck.
Yeah,
Do
go
you
ahead and
like
look at my
that?
chin hairs. Thanks. Like, I really
No, it's
wanted that.
true. It's so
But
true.
like Twitter is definitely the place that I've gotten the most reach to. Like I've gained more Twitter followers faster than I did Instagram followers, and I've had that same Instagram account since I started Instagram like 6 years ago. So, and I've just like I feel like Twitter is a nicer way to like get people to like see, and I've actually got quite a few like friends come into my stream. It's your turn for the cat stream. But yeah, it's just it's just so much easier with Twitter, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's funny because people are always like, you need to promote your content on other platforms to grow. But like, I have never once had anyone come to my stream and be like, I found you from YouTube or I found you from Twitter.
Right.
Like, never once has that ever happened.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And obviously, I think it's because I started my Twitch before I really put a lot of effort into the other social medias. So that's probably why. Also, Discord is great if you consider that a social media. It's not really a good way to grow new community members, but it's a great way to keep up with your like close community.
For sure.
I'm not great at Discord. I will admit it's probably like my weakest platform, but I'm trying to get better. I know some other people in the community have amazing Discords, like Lizabelle's is amazing, and even yours, Glam, is great. You have so many like funny channels, like the Not Safe for Work channel.
The best channel.
Or Banana has like the cursed images channel. Like I think having like really funny channels like that to like kind of draw people in is like a good strategy.
For sure.
But yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Tea Leaf said he feels honored when people find you. Yeah, Tea Leaf has a great YouTube, so and like Quirky has an amazing YouTube, which she had first before Twitch. So her whole chat is always like, "I found you from YouTube." Yeah, so it's just funny. It can work.
It can. It just takes time and lots of time that we don't have.
You have to put as much effort into the other platform as you do into Twitch, basically. Yeah, right. And that's, a lot.
Especially because, like you said, that you stream 3 days a week. I stream 4 to 7 days a week. Yeah. It just, like, it really depends on how I feel for the day. And then, like, I also work full-time as well. So it's, like, if I was to put that same amount of effort into, like, YouTube, I would have no time, no life, like...
Yep. Ugh. And you need a personal life. You need a personal life. Like, that's so important. Like, you have to schedule that time.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
So important.
All right. So, with that being the last question, we are going to end about here. Is there anything, anywhere that people can find you besides the platforms that I have on the screen? And obviously with your Twitch. There we go.
You cut out for a second. I mean, I have a YouTube.
Yes, as well. It's what the URL is.
It's a /C/Shinywave, I think. Yeah. So I'm trying to work on that a little bit more. I try to post a video every 2 weeks, so not super often, but I think that's right. Yeah. So if you want to check out my YouTube, that'd be cool. Obviously, it's not as much of a focus as Twitch, as Twitch is my favorite place. So right here.
For sure.
Right here. But also follow Glamour's YouTube because it's great. Follow Glamour. We need to get Glamour to 100 YouTube subs.
I'm almost there. I've got like 23 left.
Get Glamour there. It sucks when you can't have that custom URL.
I know. It makes it so much
more linkable.
Yeah, it makes it more difficult for you to like tell people, "Hey, go check out my YouTube," and then you've got like all these different random letters, and you're like,
"It sucks." We'll get you there. We'll get you there
soon. But yes, thank you, Shiny, for being on my first episode. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. This is so much fun.
And with that being said, I have news for everybody in chat and for you as well, because you're here. I already have my entire February. I'm doing this every other week. And so my next 2 guests I already have set up. I talked to them. I think I talked to them yesterday, honestly. There we go. Bootsy and Spacey. So I'm going to be talking with Bootsy on February 13th at the same time at 3 p.m. And then I've got Spacey coming on February 27th as well at 3 p.m.
It's my dance.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see everybody and talk to them. And then I have some plans for March, but I haven't actually talked to the peeps yet because, you know.
It's my Macarena.
Yeah. You're just like,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you good. I'm so excited to talk to these people and talk about like their lives with content creation and their lives outside of content creation, because everybody has like a different story. Everybody has their different things that they do. Um, so yeah, I'm really excited. This will be posted on my Twitter pretty soon here, so you guys can see that and write it down in your calendars to make sure you don't forget that those are happening. So it'll be live those days, and then we'll do and then I'll be posting them again later on YouTube, and then the podcast platforms that I will be putting together. I'm really excited. Yay!
I'm so excited for you. I'm so proud that you're doing this podcast. Like,
yes, and I really appreciate for you to like come on here and like help me. Thank you guys again so much for watching this episode of FayFam Talks with our special guest, Shinywave. Please go check them out. All of the links will be in the description below. Please check us out again on February 13th while we talk to Bootsy about their content creation journey and what they do outside of content creating. And I will see you guys on February 13th at twitch.tv/glamourfairy. Bye!